You know, at the rate that this year's going, Yaya Ding Dong's got to be up there for Best Original Song at the Academy. Just saying. What's going on, guys? My name is Jake, and welcome back to Gax Reviews. So today we are going to be reviewing the brand new Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams film called Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga. That's a title and a half. Welcome to 2020, where this is the movie that we're talking about. A film about Eurovision Song Contest. Yep. Before I get into it, I want you guys in the comment section below, let me know, have you seen this movie? Are you looking forward to checking it out? And what's your favorite Will Ferrell movie? I know there's a lot of them out there. I'm very interested to hear what you got to say. So let's get right into this. So Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga. The film follows two Icelandic singers, Lars and Sigrid, as they are given the opportunity to represent their country at the Eurovision Song Contest. So obviously, this is a real-life event. The Eurovision Song Contest is a massive, massive scale, widely televised concert and event that they do in Europe. And I know little to nothing about it growing up in North America and in Canada. And because of that, I'm sure people who do know that and that target audience probably get a lot more of a richer experience of the parody that they do here. But as someone who doesn't and really doesn't know much about it, I'm kind of looking through it more as a filmic lens than that parody. Although there was elements of that parody that I did understand and I really did enjoy. But boiling down to it, I'm going to be mostly picking out the filmic elements of it. And starting off with that is going to be Will Ferrell. I've been a huge Will Ferrell fan growing up. He crafted some of my favorite comedies, Anchorman and Step Brothers specifically. But the last couple of years, he's been kind of off. From Daddy's Home to Sherlock Holmes and Watson. We don't talk about that movie. He's been in a lot of really mediocre to bad movies, and I don't know what it is, whether it's him getting older or just him taking a pay cut, but it just hasn't been in anything really that's captured my attention. And it's been over 5-6 years since the Lego movie, really, that I've seen him in something that I've really enjoyed. But I was mainly looking at this film as saying, is this a kind of a comeback film for Will Ferrell, even though he hasn't really gone anywhere? And I'd say kind of, yeah. I think Eurovision Song Contest is a good movie for what I saw. That has its problems, and we'll get into that. But Will Ferrell in general is pretty good in the film. It feels like he's kind of outcasted in it. I don't feel like this role was really not meant for him, but it just seemed odd in the role, and you could hear his accent slipping a lot of the time, and he had the classic Will Ferrellisms and him yelling and all that stuff. That's all there. So Will Ferrell kind of still plays the same character, but he's good in it. It's probably the best I've seen him in a long time, but by far the standout in the film is Rachel McAdams. I feel like more recently than ever, she's been really bringing a lot of heart and energy to a lot of films, especially comedy films like Game Night. I've loved her in that film, and she's great in this one. She brings that heart and that energy, and really would be missing a lot without her. And her and Dan Stevens also, he's great in the film too, and I love both of them, their chemistry together. And the chemistry between Rachel McAdams and Will Ferrell is pretty good, and it does keep the film rolling throughout its 2-hour runtime. This film's over 2 hours, and it really does hinder the film quite a little bit because it's got quite a lot of funny jokes throughout, but a lot of them don't land as well as they should be because they're stretched so far throughout this 2-hour runtime. And it just didn't need to be 2 hours. It overstayed its welcome. The pacing was completely dragged out. It overshadowed some really fun elements too when it kept going. I remember looking at my own one time thinking we're coming towards the end of a resolution, and I was thinking, okay, this is kind of getting towards the end, and I still had an hour left in the film. And yeah, it just really felt like they kept going, and it didn't need to be 2 hours. And if they trimmed it just a little bit and cut out the fat of the film, I feel like it could have been a lot more sustainable, and it could have been a lot more entertaining to watch these elements, and could have cut out a lot of the stuff that really didn't land. But aside from that, the production design's really good in the film. The costumes, the shots within Europe are all very, very pleasing to look at. The cameos that are in there are really fun. Demi Lovato pops up in there with a role that's really weird, but I enjoyed every time she popped up in here. The songs are really good for the most part. There's a moment where they do some Pitch Perfect type riff-off scene where they're all coming in and doing covers of a song they all mix together, and it's kind of cheesy, and we've seen it done so many times in films before, but I enjoyed it. You could tell they're lip syncing, so it kind of ruined the mystique of it a little bit, but it was still fun for what it was. But overall, yeah, I liked Eurovision Song Contest. I wish I could have loved it a bit more than I did, but I really feel like the 2-hour runtime and the pacing kind of killed a little bit of the momentum that the film had for it. Still, though, the chemistry between the two leads, the songs, the cameos, the production design, the costumes was really fun, and I enjoyed watching it. And I think if you like Will Ferrell, you like these actors, you like musicals, I feel like, hey, give it a shot. You won't be disappointed for what you've seen. Don't go in expecting the greatest movie you've ever seen, though, but go in expecting a decent to fun time. Know that the laughs aren't going to be always there, and I think you'll enjoy yourself, because I'm going to give Eurovision Song Contest, the story of Fire Saga, a 3 out of 5. I'm being serious. That song easily right now is my number one for at the Academy for Best Original Song. That's Eurovision Song Contest, the story of Fire Saga. I'm not going to say that title ever again because it's really hard to keep saying it over and over again. So let me know in the comment section below. Have you seen the film? What do you think about it? And subscribe if you haven't already for more reviews and other videos coming in the near future. And that's about wraps up for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.